The film is from 2009, and the title is To Navigate in a Genuine Way in the Unknown necessitates an attitude of daring, but not one of recklessness. Movements generated from the magical passes of Carlos Castaneda. So Carlos Castaneda writes about the magical passes that doing these exercises will enable the person doing it to navigate the dark sea of awareness. And I think what he means by that is that we are somehow like going through the dark. We are not quite aware of who we are or where we are because we only see the illusion of reality. So I think that's the point that he wants to make, and it's most certainly not an exact science, is that through these exercises it'll become a sort of an awakening, but not an awakening in this ordinary reality, an awakening in the other reality, the astral reality, the hidden reality. That's where we will kind of wake up, which is really, in his terminology, what informs our world. What we did was we just, we started working with that as an agenda, and so a lot of it happened just through the process. Some of the movements are recognizable. They're very one-to-one. Others are a little bit more interpretive, so more than interpreting the movements. What I'm focused on in the film is what I would call the image, so to speak. The kind of, it's something that you cannot like immediately pin down, but a certain kind of impression that the image gives, the space the image invites you into.
My name is Morten Søkilde. I am a model appearing in Joachim Koester's work. I guess the biggest challenge was to find that exact level of presence, not to act and put something on, but just simply be in this movement or this present without disturbances, because a lot of goes around inside your head and it shines through in a way. So the biggest challenge was to stay present and in character, and not to perform, but really just to be a figure or model. It's really about being present, and that's not easy.
When you have no sound on the piece, it's almost like a pledge to seeing. It's almost like saying, look, look, look. There's a certain sense of recognition when we have the sound as well, that just lures us into a habitual space. So contrary to what one would think, it's a grainy image and there's no sound. I actually felt, especially when I showed it in New York, because New York is such a test, because there's so big competition in Chelsea, and all the galleries are in a way competing of showing the most extravagant works, and there was just such an enormous amount of people who saw Morten's performance, and also like a lot of people becoming completely fascinated with him. So I think, contrary to what you'd think that there's something missing, there's actually something added that pulls people in, even in New York, where there's a lot of competition for attention. So in that sense, less is more. There's a pledge to seeing and an inviting space, so to speak.
Well, in my training in theater school and physical theater generally, I know that rhythm is a very it's a powerful indicator of being present, and it's close to animalistic presence in animal behavior. That rhythm is really like what brings a character into an animal. So I could use this knowledge, and it worked also because it's a matter of time, and if you just continue rhythm, it sort of gives you a notion of it becomes, for the viewer, it becomes interesting. instead of changing all the time?
I think what really interests me is a certain knowledge that resides in the body, and which is on the borderline of words. So that means that we actually can sense things and we know things that we can't really express. So I think the body has great potential. I think Wilhelm Reich, he has this, who is a psychoanalyst, he's the student of Freud. And he introduced the body in psychoanalysis. He has this notion that every muscular contraction has an origin and a history. And what he means by that is basically that the body remembers. So our whole life story could somehow be revealed through the body. So that is one thing that really interests me interested me then and continues to interest me and inform me. The body as a potential, this strange space of sensing something without being able to express it. One thing is that everything is too obvious, and the other thing is maybe things are not that obvious, but when I kind of start to engage more, I find that there's nothing hidden. So I'm in a way the opposite way. I like when there's something hidden. I like when there's something more. I like when there's something unsaid in a piece, something that is not revealed.